Many people, including myself, have heard the word enculturation, but have no idea what it means. Don't feel bad, because before this, either did I. That being said, today I am going to explain not only what the word means, but also when it happens, how it affects people psychologically or mentally, and some examples of it. Firstly, I will be discussing what enculturation is and what the word means. According to Dr. Fabry from the Journal of Cognition and Culture, enculturation refers to the socialization process where individuals learn about and retain their traditional or indigenous culture norms, values, behaviors, attitudes, or even worldwide views. So, let's break that down and make it a little bit easier to understand. Enculturation basically means a person that is learning about his or her own culture and the values, attitudes, and the norms of it. Another fact, according to Dr. Fabry, is that enculturation may afford individuals with indigenous, social, or familial support systems access to their heritage culture, a shared sense of ethnic and cultural identity, and protective traditional values. So, this basically means that enculturation can help a person feel proud of their culture and be able to connect with others of the same or shared culture. Secondly, I will explain when the enculturation process occurs. Through my research, I have found that for anyone in any culture, the enculturation process begins when you're growing up. In your primary years, such as your toddler years or even a few months after you're born, it is your parents that will lead you and guide you. Then, when you get older, such as entering school years or actively going to school, it will be your other authority figures, such as your teachers, your doctors, your nurses, policemen, firefighters, or if you're raised in a religious background, it will be priests or nuns, or pastors, or even your worship leader. An example of this is when your parents teach you how to talk. The language that they speak will be the language that you learn to speak, thus already affecting your culture. With this example, your parents are teaching you at a very young age something that will help you to be culturally accepted when you get older. Thirdly, I will explain how it affects people psychologically or mentally. Enculturation has been shown to be beneficial to one's mental health. Among college students, both values enculturation and behavioral enculturations have been positively associated with different dimensions of collective self-esteem. So, to sum it up, what this is saying is that basically, enculturation has helped students in different ways with their self-esteem or self-perspective of themselves. Finally, I will be explaining some examples of enculturation in today's world. It may not seem like it, but we witness this almost every day of our lives. The number of examples I could give you are enormous, so I'm only going to name a few. A simple example is that Becky's parents are very religious, so they teach Becky to go to church every single Sunday. The enculturation process in that example is that the parents taught Becky to be religious by instilling that she needs to go to church every Sunday. Another example is that Ronald's mother always shushed him to be quiet while her and another adult were talking when he was young. This led Ronald to know he had to be quiet while adults spoke. And Ronald will more than likely teach his children the same exact lesson, to be quiet when adults are speaking. As we all know, every culture is different in its own way, so how people grow up can be vastly different. An example is that here in the United States, girls are brought up knowing that they can do anything that boys can do. Whereas in countries in the Middle East, girls are taught they can't do anything they want or what the boys do. This is an example of the contrasting cultures. In conclusion, enculturation is a unique process in which a person learns about his or her own culture and its values. I hope that today everyone has learned about the meaning of enculturation, when it tends to happen, how it affects people psychologically or mentally, and some examples of it. Thank you all for listening and giving me your time.